Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 26th of February, 2021. I keep fucking that up. 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Sorry, we're a few minutes later than normal. I had an issue where Twitch wanted to pick up the stream feed, but YouTube didn't want to connect. And I tried it 3 times before finally YouTube goes, oh, hey, we got it. So let's just make sure everything's running good. Let some more of you filter in as we get the poll going. Yep, we're running live on both streams. Also, what did you think of tonight's Smackdown? Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right, we got the poll going on Twitch. Let's throw the same poll up on YouTube. Yeah, Jack Dawson in the YouTube chat says your mic is better. Yeah, literally, I had to restart my computer twice and then it fixed it. Like I restarted it once and it still sounded not as bad, but then when I restarted it a second time, it was perfectly fine. And if you would have saw me on my YouTube or my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy last night, you would have seen that it was good to go and everything as we did our WandaVision watch along over there. But with that, liked it. Was all right. And the poll, I didn't like it. Poll is good to go on YouTube. Let me know what you guys thought. Polls at the top of the chat. Did you like Raw? No. Did you like SmackDown? Did you think it was all right? Or did you not like this show? I thought this show was good, but they're doing a little too much. They're just overbooking things just a little, and I'll get into that with this whole Edge, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Daniel Bryan stuff. I think that's just a smidge too overbooked, and also Sasha Banks stuff. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, that is. I think there are 2 big feuds on SmackDown. Just a little too overbooked. Jack Dawson, before we get into it, says, what are your thoughts on WandaVision? Bro, I love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't stay up till midnight every week to watch this show on Thursdays. I wouldn't stay up till midnight. I mean, granted, I'm usually up at midnight anyways, but I make a point to not even try to lay down or get comfy or go to sleep before WandaVision, just in case I accidentally fall asleep. So I love the show. Unfortunately, there's only 1 episode left next week. And it better be a doozy. And what we're believing could happen in the finale of WandaVision, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, a little prediction here. I think we get Wanda reincarnated Vision against this blank slate Vision. Now, if you haven't seen last night's show, I'm sorry if that was a spoiler of anything, but that's what I think might happen. Vision versus Vision. But with that, we're here to talk about Friday Night Smackdown as this show kicked off with a big dog, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, Paul Heyman, and Jey Uso. They came, as they were coming down to the ring, they recapped Bryan winning the Chamber and then Reigns coming out to challenge him. Reigns bragged about defeating Daniel Bryan at the pay-per-view. They piped in very loud, "You suck" chants. He noted that, and here's the thing. TJ Wilson said that the wrestlers can hear the chants, but Roman wasn't really reacting to them, so I don't know if he was able to hear them or not. But with that, he noted that the night wasn't perfect because of Edge. Reigns pointed out that Edge speared him and pointed at the WrestleMania sign. Reigns decided to give Edge a way out of their match. He doesn't want to hurt Edge, so he told him to back out of WrestleMania. Reigns spent weeks trying to get Edge to pick him for the main event, and now he's telling him to back out. This makes no fucking sense. That's why I'm saying this shit on SmackDown. SmackDown's usually the best show of the week, but this shit on SmackDown is so overbooked. It's, oh, I want to face Edge because Edge gets the main event, and I'm the main event. But then when Edge gets you a number just a little, never mind. He can spear me. I don't want to fight him. But hold on one second, guys. I'm getting a message about something that may be important. Give me one quick second. No, I don't think this is. I was waiting on a message as far as Fastlane goes, because I asked a question to somebody that would know what I asked, but I got something back from somebody else that's not pertaining to that. So we'll see how it goes. Edwin Pereira, please stop putting false information in the chats. You do it quite often, actually. Please don't do that. But with that, it's just weird. Like I said, it's weird that Reigns was like, pick me, pick me, pick me. And then now he's like, oh, I'm going to beat your ass, Edge. You may not want that beating. Bro, you cried almost that he didn't pick you. That you thought he may not pick you. Like, fuck that. Give me one. Nope, I don't need to answer that call. My Twitch froze. I already restarted it. Okay. That's not on our end because my Twitch has been running fine because I watched the streams to make sure. But anyways. So, Daniel Bryan would then come out and made his way down to the ring. He mocked Roman Reigns for agreeing to defend the title against someone that had already competed inside the Elimination Chamber. Bryan pointed out that some people think that Reigns defending the title right after was cowardly, not giving Bryan time to, quote-unquote, recover. Bryan then mocked Roman Reigns, going, okay, give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what this number is trying to call me. I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to turn my ringtone off. If it's important, they'll leave a message. But Bryan was like, you wrestled me in the second match of the night. You would think someone that calls himself the head of the table would want to be in the main event. Trying to get under Roman's skin. Jeez, these people trying again. I'm just going to let it go. Where was I? Bryan, no, I already read that part. He thinks that Reigns didn't want to challenge Bryan when Bryan was ready to go. He thought maybe Reigns was scared to face Bryan when he was a little more up to it. I mean, Bryan wrestled 35 minutes and then had to go wrestle Roman. Bryan noted that there's a lot of comparisons between them, though. He wants to give Reigns the chance to prove the doubters wrong. Bryan would then challenge Reigns to a match for the Universal title at Fastlane. Uso will grab the mic, and this is kind of dumb. Uso grabbed the mic all furious, yelling at Bryan, you don't get to come in here and just make these challenges. He ready to beat you on Sunday. Why do you think you should get another shot at the title? Blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, calm the fuck down. Calm down. Anyways. Uso will then attack Daniel Bryan, send him to the floor and over the barricade. The segment ends, and we go to the back. And it's Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and they're talking about this whole thing that just went down. They're like, you know what, this might be a good idea. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, title, Fastlane, and Edge barges in. And Edge is like, what was that? And we go to commercial. After the break, we see Uso with Roman. He goes, I apologize. Man, I jumped the gun there. I know. And Reigns told him, don't worry. As long as you take care of it. Also, remember, guys, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. We go back to the official's office, Sonya and Adam Pearce, and Edge goes, what's this I'm hearing? Daniel Bryan's going to get a title shot at Fastlane? He's like, what about our tag team match? You told me it was going to be me and Bryan against Reigns and Uso at Fastlane. And he just goes, Adam Pearce goes, no, here's what we're going to do. If Daniel Bryan can defeat Jey Uso, then he'll get a shot at Fastlane, a Universal title shot. And Edge was like, so you're just going to let him get a shot against the world champion, the Universal champion, before me, even though we were in the same Rumble and I won? Again, doesn't quite make sense, the logic here. My first thought was, so is Edge scared that Bryan's going to beat Roman for the title? It didn't quite make a lot of sense to me why Edge was so mad. Or does Edge just really want to team with Daniel Bryan? I don't get it at all. This was a little confusing. Again, I feel like they're overbooking some things that happened tonight. Here said, no, that tag team match I never said was official. I said it was tentative. And now we may have other plans, so we'll see how that goes. Michael and Corey Graves pointed out that Bryan could get a title shot, or could get this title shot and then face Edge at WrestleMania. So next up, we had a tag team match. It was Chad Gable and Otis against Rey and Dominic Mysterio. This match is all right. Before the match, Gable and Otis showed footage of their attack on Mysterio last week. They highlighted Otis giving Rey a splash from the second rope. In this match, the heels had the early advantage. Otis tossed Rey around the ring and backed him into the corner. Gable had to calm Otis down at one point because he was getting too vicious beating down Rey. Dominic would get the hot tag and ran wild on Gable. He hit a massive tornado DDT for a close near fall. Rey then hit a seated senton on Gable and a 619. Rey followed this up with a frog splash on Gable, but Otis broke up the pin. Otis then caught Rey and slammed him down hard on the mat. He knocked Dominic to the floor and climbed up the second rope. He hit the same splash he did last week and pinned Rey Mysterio. So it looks like Otis's new move is the splash, which makes sense. If he's going to be a heel, he can't be doing that caterpillar and compactor deal, whatever you want to call it, because that's a babyface move that the crowd gets hyped for. So if he's going to do something different, and the splash is an impressive move from a guy his size, so why not? I'm not against it. It's different. It's not something that the fans are going to be like, yeah, caterpillar, centipede, whatever they were calling it. But anyways, Otis and Chad Gable do pick up the victory here, and they splash Rey for the second week in a row. Next up, we had Apollo Crews versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a pretty good match. The Crews made his way down to the ring first and recapped the attack on Big E. Cole noted that Big E is at home healing up. Crews claimed that he's finally being the real Apollo Crews. He said that he's not from the hood or the suburbs. He's from Nigeria. Crews comes from royalty, he stated. He discussed his family's history. Crews highlighted the scarf he was wearing and briefly talked about his Nigerian roots. Crews bragged about beating down Big E last week. He said Big E told him to go back to catering, but instead, he went back to his roots. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know before Apollo Crews came to WWE, when he was Yuhan Nation, he was a heel and a great heel on the indies. But was this the similar gimmick where he was like Nigerian royalty or like a Nigerian prince type deal? I believe it might be, or at least one point was. Correct me in the live chat or the comments below on that. But I do like the new Apollo Crews, except for he had to do a Nigerian accent. And I had some bloke on fucking Twitter when I go, who's he trying to be? Kofi or Booker with the fake accent? And someone goes, oh, isn't that a real accent? And my first thought was, so he's been talking with the fake American accent? Like, we've always heard him talk with an American accent, right? But then tonight he did the Nigerian accent, and someone had the nerve to come at me and try to say, oh, no, that's how he normally talks, but in wrestling, he's just learned to do a regular American accent now. I'm like, what? Get the fuck out of here. Sinclair Saturday said he sounded like the guy from Black Panther. Wakanda forever. Anyways, as Cruz is going on, Nakamura would come out. Cruz jumped Nakamura before their match and threatened to drop the steps on him as they cut to break. Back from the break, Cruz was firmly in control and beat down Nakamura in the corner. He then slowed the pace down with a chinlock. Cruz attempted a German suplex, but Nakamura barely landed on his feet. They said, oh, Nakamura took the brunt of that German in his knees. Nakamura fought back and hit a sliding German suplex of his own. He set up for a Kinshasa, but Cruz rolled him to the floor. Cruz regained control and attempted a press slam, but Nakamura slipped out the back. He locked on a sleeper, but Cruz grabbed onto his scarf and sent Nakamura into the turnbuckle. Cruz then hit the angle slam to pick up the victory. So he's doing the angle slam instead of the powerbomb, the sit-out powerbomb type deal he had been doing. That's cool. All good. Changed things up for the heel turn. I liked it. I think this could really, really be good for Apollo Crews going forward. I mean, he's needed a change for a while, and I'm glad they're doing something. In the back, Paul Heyman informed Reigns that it's official. If Bryan wins, he gets a title shot at Fastlane. Reigns wondered if that means that the tag team match between Reigns and Uso and Edge and Bryan is actually off. Well, it would have been if Bryan won. Heyman clarified that the tag match is off if Bryan wins. So that's what I would have assumed. If Bryan gets a title shot, no tag match. But if Bryan doesn't get the title shot, we still get the tag match. Next up, we had Tamina with Natalya against Liv Morgan with Ruby Riott. They kept this short, and it was perfect. They're making Tamina a monster. And they're changing up her and Natty a little bit. They're making them... So if you follow either of them on social media, the whole story, especially with Natty, is they're disrespected multi-generational superstars. Because of where they come from and who they are and who their families are, they should be more widely respected, and they're not. And now they're going to beat that respect out of their opponents. This is basically a Tamina squash on Liv Morgan. Tamina dominated Morgan and tossed her across the ring multiple times. She followed up with a splash in the corner for a near fall. Morgan did fight back at one point and hit an enziguri and a second rope drop kick for a near fall. Tamina would recover, though, and hit a Samoan drop. She then slammed Morgan straight down and picked up the victory. Cool. Hey, I'm all for doing something new with somebody that's kind of been floundering. And they're doing that with Apollo Crews. They're doing it with Tamina and Natty. Changed things up, and I like it. I like change in pro wrestling if people are kind of just meh. So, next up, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are in the ring. And this was one of those overbooked segments I talked about earlier. It was just ridiculous. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are in the ring, and they praised Bianca Belair and introduced her, saying that she will be either challenging Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, or Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Belair made her way down to the ring and says that she knows that everyone's been waiting a long time for her decision. She finally knows who she wants to face at WrestleMania. But then, of course, she would be interrupted, not by Carmella, because of Carmella's music played, but by the sommelier, Reginald. Reginald would come down and mock Bianca Belair. He said that she shouldn't pick Sasha Banks because she can't beat Sasha Banks. He then called her a loser and got in her face. They got in each other's faces. He says something about your mom told you to make sure you make the right decision, and your mom's going to tell you when you make this decision that it's not the right decision, something along those lines. Sasha would come out. She would come in the ring. She would kind of pet the side of the head of Reginald like she's got a thing for him, because we know he's got a thing for her, and then say, "Didn't I tell you to stop speaking for me?" And she shoves him out of the way. Stupid. Fucking dumb. Banks then mocks Belair and says, "You're not the EST, because I'm the best. I'm number one. I'm the champion. That makes you number two." Just fucking... You got people on Twitter going, "Man, Sasha versus Bianca. I wouldn't have thought they'd do babyface versus babyface." If anybody thinks Sasha Banks is a fucking babyface, you need to go and get the fuck off of social media. Sasha Banks is 1,000% a heel in every facet of the way. The character, the boss, is a heel. The laugh is a heel. the way she dances around and talks about how she's sexier than stuff. Like, no, Sasha is a fucking heel, and if you don't think she is, you're stupid. And I saw plenty of people on Twitter tonight saying that Sasha's a babyface. Dumb. So Sasha says that Bianca's number 2. Belair gets in Bianca's face and goes, "You're the one I'm going to challenge at WrestleMania. You versus me." And then she pointed to the sign as pyro went off in the building. But we do know that at WrestleMania will officially be Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. That's the match that we've known for a while. I mean, even before WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, when everyone was saying, "Oh, Bianca's going to win the Rumble. Bianca's going to win the Rumble." And as soon as you say that, you go, "Oh, and she's going to challenge Sasha. She's going to challenge Sasha." So it's been known for a while that that's the route they were going. They tried to make us think it's not with saying, she could also challenge Asuka. She's been on Raw a couple times since the Royal Rumble. No, it's Sasha, and it's always been Sasha for months now. I also thought it was kind of dumb when Adam Pearce goes, "It's been about a month since you won the Royal Rumble." And Bianca goes, "Actually, it's been 3 weeks, 5 days, some hours, and some minutes." And I'm just like, really? Really? Dumb. I did like the WrestleMania shirt she was wearing. It's the WrestleMania logo, but EST'd up. I thought that was a clever shirt where it says, she's got WRESTLE for Wrestle. The EST was the EST logo for Bianca Belair. I think the EST gimmick's kind of meh, but I thought the shirt was kind of cool. But here's my question to all of you, either watching live or in the chat below. Bianca can't lose, can she? She can't call herself the EST if she goes to WrestleMania and doesn't win the title from Sasha. Like, how can she say she's the best, the baddest, the roughest, the toughest, the fastest, the strongest if she can't beat Sasha at WrestleMania? That's my one question to you guys. Do you think that it's a fact that she can't call herself the EST if she doesn't win the title? Especially with Sasha saying tonight, "I'm the best, I'm the champion, that makes me number 1." She said she was the best because she's a champion. Well, if Bianca doesn't win at WrestleMania, she's not quote-unquote the best because she got beat. So she can't be the EST. So, I mean, she's got to win. It's almost inevitable. She'd be dead as a doornail as a character if she didn't, because she'd still... I could totally see WWE doing it. Sasha retains the title, and Bianca comes like 2-3 weeks later and goes, "Yeah, I'm here just to show you how good I am because I'm the EST. I'm the best. I'm the baddest. I'm the roughest. I'm the toughest. I'm the fastest. I'm the tough." It's just like she has to win at WrestleMania or that gimmick is kaput. But then here's the other thing. She wins the title, holds it for however long. Once she loses the title, again, she's no longer the BEST, the best. This is a gimmick that you can keep going only until she loses that belt. That's my interpretation of it. Someone can agree differently and think differently, But it's like, okay, so you can be very confident when you're a rookie. When you're a rookie, like this is her first year on the main roster. You haven't had a real shot or actually a shot at all at the championship. So you can keep saying, "I'm the best. I just need the time to prove it. I'm going to win that title and really say that I'm the best." But again, if she doesn't beat Sasha, she can't call herself the best. But then once she eventually loses that SmackDown Women's Championship, also, does she have to start calling herself the EST because she's no longer the best if she gets beaten for the title? I know I'm probably thinking way too much into it, but we'll see how it goes down the road. I fully 100% do expect Bianca Belair to defeat Sasha Banks at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Going forward, we go to the back, and Sami Zayn approaches King Corbin with the production crew, the documentary crew. He wants to know what Corbin thinks about the conspiracies against him. Corbin wondered why they're partners tonight, and Sami goes, "Oh, I made that happen. I believe we're a great team, and we could take over this division." Corbin eventually agrees and demanded that the documentary crew stop filming him, though. Been a lot of talking up to this point on the show, but we go into the Street Profits against Corbin and Zayn. This match was good. I wouldn't call it great, but I thought it was pretty good. It showed the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode watching in the back and drinking out of solo cups. The babyfaces had the early advantage, but the heels took over quickly. Corbin knocked Dawkins down with a shoulder block. Zayn started talking to the documentary crew, so they came closer to the ring. Corbin attempted the around the ring post clothesline. The documentary crew were in the way. Corbin grew frustrated and yelled at them. Dawkins regained control as they went to break. Back from the break, the heels were back in control. They isolated Ford on their side of the ring and cut him off from Dawkins. Dawkins did eventually get the hot tag and ran wild on Sami Zayn. Dawkins hit a twisting splash in the corner and a bulldog for a near fall. Dawkins then sent Corbin to the floor, and Zayn fought back with a DDT for a near fall. Corbin at one point then started yelling at the documentary crew at ringside, and Ford jumped over Zayn and hit a dive on Corbin. Dawkins hit a neckbreaker on Zayn, and Ford hit like a fucking springboard frog splash to pick up the victory. After the match, Corbin yelled at Zayn. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I thought the match itself was good, but it's like, what are we doing? We're now going to get a Sami Zayn, King Corbin story? Whatever. From the back, Caleb Braxton interviewed Daniel Bryan on his opportunity tonight. Bryan says that he doesn't think that Edge can beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He thinks he's got a better shot. Edge would approach and go, oh, so you think you're better than me? You think you can beat Roman, but I can't? He noted if Bryan beats Roman, the two will face off at WrestleMania. And boy, howdy, would I love to see fucking Edge versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal title at WrestleMania. We ain't going to get it, but Jesus Christ, that would be amazing. Seth Rollins would make his way down to the ring next. He noted there had been a huge reaction of letters since the letter he wrote to management. Starts talking about the greater good and doing the right for SmackDown when Cesaro would interrupt. He charges the ring. Rollins backed down and apologized to Cesaro. He praised Cesaro and called him a star. Rollins noted that Cesaro is one of the strongest stars in the ring. Pointing out that Cesaro can't grab that brass ring, though. Rollins noted that it's because he doesn't have the killer instinct. He said he can teach it to Cesaro if he wants. Rollins told Cesaro all he has to do is embrace the vision. Cesaro would attack. No, Rollins. Oh, yeah. Rollins gave Cesaro a week to make the decision, but instead Cesaro would attack. He would grab Rollins, hit him with a massive giant swing, and then an uppercut. So I would like to see, it's probably going to be a Fastlane match, but I'd like to see them wrestle at WrestleMania. That would be amazing. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro at Mania. Give it to me. Give it to me. Let me move on to our main event. Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso. If Daniel Bryan is victorious, he gets a shot at Roman Reigns and the Universal Championship at Fastlane. And Bryan did have the early advantage. He worked over Uso's arm. Cole noted that Bryan was still technically injured from the Elimination Chamber where he hurt his knee. His knee was heavily taped. Bryan ran up the corner and landed on his bad knee, though. Got Uso with a clothesline and a running drop kick in the corner. Bryan followed this up with the Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Bryan sent Uso to the floor and attempted a suicide dive, but Uso cut him off. Uso then attacked Bryan's hurt leg. He slammed Bryan's knee into the announce table and then the ring post. Back from a break, Uso was firmly in control as he continued to target the knee. Uso hit a Samoan drop for a near fall. Bryan regained control and Uso missed a splash. Uso slowed down the pace, though, with a half crab. Bryan broke free and rocked Uso with a kick to the head. Bryan attempted a running knee, but Uso used a chop block to the injured knee instead. Uso climbed to the top, but Bryan cut him off. Bryan hit a butterfly suplex into the yes lock. Uso got to the ropes to break the hold. The finish then came when Uso and Bryan fought on the floor, and the referee counted them both out. Double frickin' count out. Technically, Bryan doesn't win. Does that mean we're getting the tag match? There's not controversy. There's dissension between Edge and Bryan. We'll see. After the match, Bryan sent Uso into the ring and applied the yes lock. Roman Reigns would come down and try to beat down Bryan. Bryan tried to fight back and put Roman in the yes lock, but Uso would recover and attack Bryan. Reigns then got back to his feet and speared Daniel Bryan. He then locked on a guillotine submission. Roman would then pose with the title over or down to Daniel Bryan as the show went off the air. But with that, guys, that was Friday Night Smackdown. Remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. It's right there. Whoop, right there in the live chat. Or on the screen. It's also in the live chat. Person says, why is Seth using Burn It Down again if he's going to be a heel and keep doing the church preacher gimmick? I thought the other theme was perfect for it. Yeah, I don't know. I have absolutely no clue why they went back to the Burn It Down theme. This person says, keep up the good work. Do you see Roman dropping the Universal title to Edge at Mania? And your thoughts if we could have a Braun Shane down the road? It does look like they're building up Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Everything Braun Strowman does, he's got to reference Shane. Shane this, Shane that, Shane this, Shane that. As far as Roman, I don't see him losing the title. At least, I don't want him to lose the title at WrestleMania. Maybe they put the title on Edge, but I wouldn't go that route. You got to keep Roman strong. Person says, I know this won't, but Jeff Hardy at least deserves one last world title reign before he retires. At least one over 100 days. Okay, so trying to put a number on it, what does that mean? 100 days? What is that? 4, 12, 5. You want him to have the title for 13 weeks? What's the significance in that? Jeff Hardy doesn't need the world title again. And I always think it's numbers why do you need to put a number on it? He should hold that title for 100 days. It's like 13 and a half weeks. What does that mean? It's okay. I've seen people have a more significant title reign and only have the title for 50 days. So, I don't think Jeff Hardy needs a title. Person says, I know Sasha Banks is a heel. Bianca Belair isn't going to win the title. Sasha is just too good, and there's no way they're going to take it off of her. Again, that's your opinion. But Bianca can't lose the Mania, or she can't be the EST. They can't do the fucking EST gimmick if she loses. This person says, where did the tag team match idea come from? It felt like it came out of nowhere. Never heard a mention about a tag team match in recent weeks unless I forgot about it. So, what they want us to believe is this is something that Adam Pearce pitched to all four guys since Elimination Chamber. It was because it was never made official, they never had to bring it up on social media. It was just a match that he pitched to Edge, pitched to Bryan, pitched to Uso, pitched to Roman, and said, hey, here's an idea we're thinking for Fastlane. You four, would you be down? And it seems like all four men were down until things got shuffled up tonight. So that's where that all came from. It wasn't an out of nowhere idea. It makes sense if you think about it before tonight. But now it almost doesn't make sense. This person says, is Sasha a heel full-time or just for WrestleMania feud? I thought Sasha was a fucking heel when she was doing the stuff with Carmella. She's always a fucking heel. She doesn't know how to be a baby face. At least not a good enough baby face. I think Sasha, the boss character itself, is 100% a heel. Like, you can't not think heel. Her says, I'm really liking the new heel attitude and character from a role from Apollo Crews. Do you see Apollo winning the IC title after WrestleMania? I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't be against it. I think it'd be a cool idea to put the IC title on Apollo. There says, do you see Ray and Dominic winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles at WrestleMania? I can see them winning them eventually. Saying at Mania, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I could see them, yes, winning it eventually. But why does it have to be at Mania? It could be Fastlane. Probably won't be Fastlane, but it could be Backlash. It could be SummerSlam. It doesn't matter. I'd actually do it at SummerSlam, a year after Dominic's first match. Verse says, if Edge loses in Mania, what do you think he does next? Anything. Sky's the limit for this guy. It doesn't matter. He's a big enough name where he doesn't have to have the world title. He can lose to Roman Reigns in just a brawl fight kind of match and be fine. He can do anything. Verse says, Edge and Daniel Bryan will be a great WrestleMania match. Roman Reigns is a boring champion. No, Roman's good. I think Roman is doing some of the best work he's ever done. And I know we're not going to get Edge versus Daniel Bryan. That was me wishful thinking. But it's going to be Edge Roman Reigns WrestleMania. That's going to be the match. So we'll see how it goes. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. We do have a special video coming out on Sunday for Patreon subscribers or YouTube channel members. We'll be talking something that most people don't talk about when it comes to the Money in the Bank and the Money in the Bank briefcase and cash-ins. So that video will be available early access on both the PW Unlimited Patreon, patreon.com/PW Unlimited, and on YouTube for channel members. Then the following week, it'll be out for everybody else. But if you want to check out this video early, all you got to do is sign up either on our Patreon or as a channel member on YouTube. Remember, you can also follow us on social media, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. So with that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a good one. All right.